You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real. As Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. This is why this is critically important right here. And this is why this is a strange, not real trial, Monique. You see him standing there saying Donald Trump called Tommy Tuberville, who's sitting his ass in the chamber. If this was a trial, you would say, we have a witness. They showed the tweets from the story from Kevin McCarthy. They would have said, we call Kevin McCarthy as a witness. Republicans yell, oh, if you dare call witnesses, we're going to call our own. We're going to call Vice President Kamala Harris. We're going to call, which was also stupid. But imagine a person who's sitting there who can confirm, yes, he did call me, and he called me and didn't want to talk about what's happening. He wanted me to further delay it. He's literally sitting there. He's one of the jurors. So a witness is one of the jurors.
Well, no. Every juror is a witness.
Right.
All the lawyers are witnesses.
Right, but I'm saying, but specifically, the argument he's laying out, Trump calls Tuberville, and Tuberville is sitting right there.
Of course, but the thing is, they're not punked into not calling him. They know it's a waste of time because you put any of them on the stand, you get more information. And that's the assessment that a trial lawyer makes all the time. You may have a witness list that has 72 people on it. You may call 6 because you want witnesses where you know you're going to get the stuff you do want, especially if you're calling them. I can't do nothing about what those other folks call. I got a cross-examination waiting for him. I'll do the best I can. I'll object during direct. But when it's my witness, I'm responsible if I call a witness and they get up there and act a plumb fool. And you are guaranteed that as a House manager, if you call a GOP senator as a witness, you're going to get mouthfuls of things you don't want for every one little bite of what you do. So this is much more effective. And if it was a lie, they would object. They would file motions. No motions were filed after yesterday. None will be filed after tonight. That's the way that process works. So, yes, normally lawyers wouldn't be almost having a fight breaking down because they're fact witnesses in their own cases, the way these House managers are. These are very special circumstances, but also, there are no rules of evidence. This isn't a legal court of law. That's why it's important that they can make their decisions based on what they hear, whether it follows the federal rules of evidence or not. It's not required. Whether it's a criminal violation or not, it's not required. They can vote. They can vote their conscience. And that's the other thing that I want to say. All these constitutional arguments that the Republican senators are putting up, I just don't believe we should be here. I don't believe that this is constitutional to have an impeachment trial when a president is no longer in office. Boo. That ship sailed yesterday with a vote. Your obligation now is to be a trier of fact, to listen to the evidence and to decide based on the evidence. If former President Trump was wrongfully voted against and shouldn't be taken to trial, he has vehicles in order to object to that.
Got it.
He has a way of recourse.
Robert,
so they got to listen to these facts and vote.
Robert, go ahead.
Well, and particularly to Monique's point, let's realize that some of these Congress people and senators are victims in the case. Some of them are victims and witnesses. Some of them are accomplices who are there also, people like Ted Cruz and Joe Hawley. And so, of course, this process is not going to be fair. Of course, the process is not going to be judicial. There are no federal rules of evidence, all those sorts of things. But circling back, I do think that what the House Democrats are doing, what the managers are doing, are putting alley-oop up there to every single prosecutor in this country that may need evidence. They're showing them that if there are some MAGA supporters in your hometown who are at the Capitol, here is all the evidence you need to prosecute them, and particularly for President Trump, they're letting him know that, look, the Southern District of New York will be coming after you. The Department of Justice will be coming after you. Fulton County will be coming after you. More than likely, there will be additional jurisdictions when we find out what other states Donald Trump made those sorts of phone calls will be coming after you. I think at this point it's a fait accompli that regardless of what the GOP vote is on this, all we're doing is putting on record how many United States senators would put the president above themselves, above the Constitution, above this country, above the rule of law. And so it's going to be very difficult for those people. If we aren't seeing 44 or 45 primary challengers and then general election challengers coming up in the next couple of years in these Senate elections, I'll be very surprised, because these senators are now on record, and they'll either be challenged from the far right, from the Trump wing of the party, or they'll get a Democratic challenger who will be so appalled by the way that they've conducted themselves that they'll have every reason to run against them.
But Robert, what are their constituents saying?
Easy. They're saying, yay, Trump, yay.
Well, no, but I guess that's my point. I believe that senators in a situation like this, they've been elected, and so now they vote their conscience, right? But senators are saying that they have an obligation to vote along the lines of their constituency. So I don't know about all of these different challengers in those jurisdictions where the citizens they are really like.
Look, at the end of the day, Mustafa, this party is the Trump party. The Trump party is the Republican Party. And here's the deal. If they show us they have no conscience, they have no integrity, they have no decency, well, then they have exposed who they are. And that's why I say they're dead to me. I don't want to hear anything from them. There's nothing they can say to me. There's absolutely nothing that they can say to me. I don't want to hear them talk about unity or can we all come together. The answer is no.
They took the same oath that I took. So they make a decision if they're going to live up to that oath, if they're actually going to honor the Constitution, if they're going to honor democracy. And if they don't, then like you said, they're of no value.
Simple as that. All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment.
It's time to be smart. When we control our institutions, we win. This is the most important news show on television of any racial background. Y'all put $2, $3, $4, $5, $10, $15, $20, $30 on this and keep this going. What you've done, Roland, since this crisis came out in full bloom. Anybody watching this, tell your friends. Go back and look at the last 2 weeks, especially of Roland Martin Unfiltered. I mean, hell, go back and look at the last 2 days. You've had sitting United States senators today, Klobuchar and Harris. Whatever you have you can bring to Roland Martin Unfiltered to support it, please do, because this information may literally save your life.
Watch Roland Martin Unfiltered daily at 6 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, or Periscope, or go to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered Daily Digital Show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Our goal is to get 20,000 of our fans contributing $50 each for the whole year. You can make this possible. RolandMartinUnfiltered.com.